can I do every show here at Cedar Point that's made for adults tonight. I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. We're going to find out. Let's go. What's up, cool people? If you guys have seen 2 minutes of my content, then you know that I am a massive, massive sucker for the shows here at Cedar Point. I absolutely adore them. Today is the last day of those shows. So, it's very sad to me, but we're going to, actually, I guess tomorrow's the last day, but this is the last weekend. We are going to watch as many of the shows as we possibly can today, and we're going to rank them together. Also, this year, we have more entertainment than we usually have here at Cedar Point, especially with the introduction of Boardwalk Nights. Boardwalk Nights is so much fun. There's so much to do, and it is a very, very busy and packed night when you come here to Cedar Point to see shows. So we're gonna see how many shows we can see. I don't know if it's possible to see all of them with Boardwalk Nights, but like I said, I have a plan. They just closed it down. But like I said, we have a plan for being able to do as many as possible. So we're gonna try to see if the plan works. It might also rain tonight, so that's gonna throw a hitch in our plan if that is the case, but we'll see what happens. So I hope you're ready, I hope you're excited, and let's get into it. Now I have 10 minutes to go see the Swell Tones as I walk down the main midway here. My plan was to take the sky ride up here, but those just closed down, so kind of expected that. It's a little bit windy today. I'm sure you guys can hear that. So we are instead going straight to the Swell Tones to see if we can watch their set there. Oh, really sweet family just said hi to me. Thank you guys for saying hi. By the way, if you see me, feel free to say hi. I mean, maybe don't interrupt every single clip that I do, but if I come to a breaking point and I've stopped, you know, yell my name. I'm more than happy to stop and take a pic with you, even if I am in a hurry. All right, we've got our Halloween's characters starting to come around to getting people ready to apply for Halloween's. If you'd like to be a part of Halloween's, then definitely go check that out. And we are here with 5 minutes to spare. It's definitely good. Let's go. Now, I would like to have a beer, but I can't get a beer because, as is the case with every single year, I have some fraud on my account. So I have to go change my money into a card. So let's go do that. Also, here's the Swell Tones on the way. Hey! All right, so right here, we put cash in for $40. So here's my first 20. Oh wait, I think I have to press start first. Yes, get card, there we go. Okay, put in 120. Come on, accept, I guess. My word. There we go. There we go. And another 20, there we go. So now it's gonna say $40, I'm done. Finished, issue card. And now it spits out a card that is just a debit card for me with $40 on it. Now I can buy a beer with that. Let's go. All right, 1 minute to get to the Swell Tones. They're about to start. I don't think I'm gonna get my beer right now.
Hey, cool cats. It's time to bust into summer fun with the Swell Tones here in front of Coasters Drive-In.
Take it away, Annie.
my favorite people. I love the Swell Tones so much. And yes, it's a parasocial relationship, but also here's some more of my favorite people coming down for the next show. And right now I need to make my way over here to grab a little bit of hops and drops. Didn't even realize this here. They have other options. You can get some vodkas and Jack here too, Jose Cuervo. So check that out. All right, so right now the Swell Tones gets first and last place for every single thing right now. So we're gonna walk through all the different categories that I'm going to have for this ranking that we're going to be doing. My ranking is the Stekev ranking. I always love weird words and putting them together like that. They're different every year whenever I do this, and there is no method behind them except for what I want to rank them on. So don't come at me in the comments. This one is stage design, talent, energy, costumes, enjoyment, and variety. So stage design is how great do things look on the background, especially with the creative elements that they add in to the background of the stage. Talent includes technology, it includes all the singing, it includes all the dancing, all the instrumentation, all that kind of stuff, all the talent that goes into it. Where would I rank it all together? Energy is how exciting is the show actually while I watch it. Costumes is pretty self-explanatory. We're looking for the most fun costumes that we can have. Creative fits the theme really well. You know, if they're a little bit sexy, then that's gonna add into it also. Enjoyment is just overall, how much do I really like the show? And by the end of when I watch them, how do I feel? Like, am I excited? Am I happy? That kind of stuff. That's what I'm looking for. And variety is how many things are actually happening. How many elements are put together into this show? Do we have dancing? Do we have singing? Do we just have an instrument? Do we have someone balancing on things? Whatever it is that we're doing, is there just one person doing it? Is there just one thing happening? Or are there multiple elements? That's what's gonna go into that. Now our next show is right here behind me on the celebration stage. We're gonna go check that one out. Let's go. All right, let's talk about the Swell Tones now. For the Swell Tones, they have a backdrop for stage design. Swell Tones has a backdrop of the diner right behind them. So that is definitely a fun part about it, but it's not necessarily designed. Now they do also have the car behind them too. I do think both of those elements are very cool, and they do give a nice thing, and obviously they're in first place for right now. For talent, honestly, all of them are insanely talented. They have beautiful voices. I do need to give two accolades though. First of all, the redheaded kid, I don't know his name. He is incredible. He has a beautiful voice, and I love listening to him. It's just so smooth. It's just like butter listening to him sing. So I feel like some accolades are due there. Of course, I love all of them, like I already said, but I do also love Justin's dancing. There's something so enthusiastic about him dancing and what he does and his little extra trills he adds in and stuff like that. It's so amazing. I love watching them all. Those two are particularly great. I mean, they're all fantastic, but those two, I think, deserve some extra kudos. Justin's dancing is part of the reason why the energy is so fantastic. The energy of that show is so much fun to watch, and it is really just a great, almost nostalgic throwback 50s kind of a feel, and I love it. Costumes are great, and they're not too hot. So many of these costumes this year are just fantastically hot. Like, what can we do to make these people die of heat stroke? Including this show that I'm going to see right now. So I definitely love the costumes that are had at the Swell Tones. Plus, they all are a little bit different. Each one of them has some differences in them. The socks are all a little bit different. There's different patterns in each place, but they all go together beautifully. It doesn't just look like they were made for a show choir. It looks like they were made for a professional dancing troupe, and I love that. Enjoyment. Every single time I watch the Swell Tones, I walk away just with a grin from ear to ear. I love them, I enjoy them so much, and they are worthwhile 100% for me to watch. Variety, there's not a lot of variety in that show. Obviously, it still gets first place for right now, but that's probably the weakest spot in this ranking for them, is as far as variety goes. There's just not a lot of variety. There's not a lot of additional stuff. They sing to a recording, and they're all dancers, singers. I love that for all of them, all triple threats, but definitely not not the best as far as variety goes of what they're doing in comparison to places like where I am right now with bands, instruments, dancers, singers, everything. So let's go. Yeah! Once again, man, I just love those performers. They're so great. They're so much fun. And I just wish all the awesome things for them. So I love being able to see them. I love being able to talk to them afterwards. Thank you guys for saying hi to me too. And oh my word, we'll see them more tonight and tomorrow too. So just super sad that shows are going away for right now, like for 2 weeks, but still, that's awful. No line for Panda, this is good. Okay, let's talk about the rally just a little bit here. For stage design, the rally definitely gets first place overall. I mean, the Swell Tones doesn't really have any actual stage design, first of all. This one the rally definitely has a lot more stage design just altogether. It's also nice that it has a couple different levels and some fun spots where people kind of disappear into. For talent, the rally just puts so many things together. Singing, dancing, all that kind of stuff, and it's all done absolutely fantastically. No shade to Swell Tones by any means, because it's absolutely fantastic also, but there's just something really special about the way that they perform the rally. Also, by the way, like all of these shows are absolutely fantastic, so don't come at me. They're incredible, all of them, and I recommend all of you see all of them, no matter what. But this is just me trying to quantify what they actually did with how great it actually is. As far as energy goes, after Joy does her rap, it's on. There's nothing that can beat it after that point. It's so energy packed, it's crazy, it's so much fun. I'm hyped every single time as soon as that happens. And then it's just, until the end, it's just full tilt. It's incredible, I love it. Let's go! For costumes, the rally gets second place, actually. I hate the costumes of the rally, not to mention they're incredibly hot and just seem incredibly uncomfortable. Everything else about it I love, but those costumes can die. Also, they all just look the same. There's no variety at all, and I like that way better in costumes in shows. Like, I love it when there's a little bit of variety from performer to performer. You don't have that here. Enjoyment, leaving the rally, I just want to give every performer a hug. So, it's maybe my favorite. We'll have to see overall what I think tonight, but it's a really, really great one, and I love all the performers that I see. They're just fantastic. They do everything incredibly. I love them so much. And for variety, the cast is diverse. What they do is diverse. There's so many different people, from instrumentalists to dancers to singers to, of course, sound people also doing all kinds of things, lighting technicians. There's just tons and tons of elements that go into this show, and the rally has to win first place for that also. It's starting to sprinkle out here, and it's definitely looking like it might rain, but that's perfect when I'm going into an indoor show anyway. So let's go grab it. I'm actually hearing some alarms go off right now. So right now I can spend some time in here during a show. It'd be great. All right, and our next show is back then right now. We're gonna check this one out. Second to last day for this show, just like it is with all of the others. Can't wait to watch it. Let's go. What a fantastic show. I love that show so much. It is, again, one of my favorites. Now, to be honest, I'm probably going to say that about every single show because I do love every single show. So we're just going to talk now about which one I think is best in these 6 categories. Let's go. All right, Back Then Right Now gets second place for stage design. Honestly, it has the same problem that the Swell Tones has. It has a great environment, but the environment is not really stage design. Now, I would say that inside there's a little bit more because there's more lighting, things like that add into what they actually do with Back Then Right Now. They do not have lighting for Swell Tones, so that really pushes them up a notch, but I wouldn't really call it as much stage design as much as lighting and some technology that goes along with it. Still, second place for Back Then Right Now. For talent, Back Then Right Now also gets second place. Back Then Right Now is a fantastic show. It is very, very great, and I love hearing the singers. Sadie in particular, incredible voice. Something that just goes beyond what you could expect. Kind of similarly to Austin in the rally. There's just not really much of a comparison for the caliber of voices that they have. So incredible, they're fantastic, and just listening to all of them, they're so good. They do not have a weak player in the house, and the talent agency that they use for these people is just like, they deserve all of the congratulations because they find some really incredible talent, and I love it so much. Back Then Right Now has some incredible energy. All the way through that show just kind of gets a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, and a bit more energy filled throughout the entire show. It also helps it's all very guitar led. Of course, it is very country music, so expect a lot of very country music for Back Then Right Now. If you're not a big country fan, you're probably not gonna love this show, but I definitely think it is a show that is worthwhile and is a fantastic one. I mean, in all fairness, I'm not much of a country fan, but I don't really think of it as country music. I think of it as just a bunch of rock music, and it is so fun to listen to them sing throughout this incredible show. Still though, it receives second place for energy. The rally just takes it up a massive, massive notch. And I mean, really, there's not much of a comparison for Let's Go! As far as costumes go, Back Then Right Now definitely takes the cake. It's a much better show as far as costumes go because each one of the people singing kind of feels like they have their own personality, they have their own way of dressing, and they have their own individualism. With all of the other shows, it's felt more one note, even though there is some variety, especially within Swell Tones, which I really appreciate. But in this case, I definitely think that Back Then Right Now, I'm more of a fan of more natural seeming costumes, stuff that feels like these people might actually wear them in the real world, as long as the show is grounded. You know, Halloween's, a lot of the shows are more fantastical, and that's a different situation then. But I really love the costuming that they have for Back Then Right Now. Just feels a little bit more like something you might actually wear. Even though I know not all of these people would really wear the same outfits out in the real world. So definitely first place for costumes for Back Then Right Now. For enjoyment, I also have Back Then Right Now in first place. It is a fantastic and incredible show. It is one that, again, leaves me smiling and always makes me want to buy a drink when I'm there. So Cedar Point, take note of that. Sell alcohol at your shows and make that a part of why these shows are viable, because going to see shows is an opportunity for me to grab a drink inside the bar and for me to watch something that's really, really fun while I have a great little beverage. So I love that. It also helps to make shows a bit more viable. If you don't drink, grab a Coke, grab a snack, things like that. If you do that, then you're supporting the shows that you want to go see. And then make sure to fill out a note telling Cedar Point that you love to watch the shows here at this place. Anyway, though, I give this one number 1. Again, for enjoyment, I just love watching it, and it makes me happy every single time. It also makes me happy to see the rally, and it is a really hard decision between the two of those, but I'm giving this one the upper hand because it is one where I enjoy more of the elements, especially as far as the costuming goes. I like it a lot better than I like going to the rally. As far as variety goes, though, Back Then Right Now gets second place. The rally is incredibly diverse in so many different ways. Back Then Right Now is not quite as much. You do have people playing instruments, and I love that, but you don't have all of the dancing. You don't have nearly as many massive pieces to the puzzle as you do with the rally, which really is just a full-scale production. In this case, it's a little bit more subdued, but I still love all the pieces together, and the pieces do make something absolutely fantastic. So overall, we have the rally with 9 points. We have Back Then Right Now with 10, and we have the Swell Tones with 17 points overall. Definitely love all of these shows, and we're gonna go see more. Let's go. However, I am gonna miss 3 of them, unfortunately. We might see them tomorrow, and maybe we'll finish up this list, but I'm sure we'll see them tomorrow. But we're gonna miss a few tonight. There's so much on the boardwalk, it's almost impossible to see all of it. So, I've got some friends here, and we're gonna go see some more stuff. Let's go. All right, we are waiting on the parade to start at 7 o'clock. We have about 1 minute right now. All right, now the grand opening. This is something that makes things interesting. Let's just say that. As far as stage design, the grand opening gets second place. It does have some pretty cool floats that each thing is on. Also, there's a pretty good variety of floats. There's a lot of different stuff. One that looks like hotel breakers, one that just has a whole bunch of trees around it. It's a cool situation for them to have a little parade in, and I do think that is definitely nice. However, it gets second place because I do think that the main stage show is definitely the rally, is definitely the one with the much better stage design to it. Also, this doesn't include lighting or anything like that, but it does include pretty intricate floats, which means they actually have to have people manning them and taking them where they need to go. And we see you, those of you who are inside, you know, taking things where they need to be, and those of you who are directing things, we see you. We may not physically see you, but we see you. Talent for the grand opening, while it does take a lot to man those cars and to take them where they need to do and direct them where they need to go, all that kind of stuff. As far as the dancing, as far as the singing goes, there is no singing, first of all. It's all just a recording. And then beyond that, the dancing is incredibly minimal. It's like, at most, they're doing things like magic in the air, it feels right, hey, it's on the night, you know, it's like very, very simple. That's all it is. It's just walking. It's doing some fun things. I did see some like birds get caught together. So obviously there's a little bit of intricacy as far as some of those flights and as far as some of those kites and things like that go. But it's not something that I would say is incredibly intricate and incredibly difficult. So it gets last place out of all the acts that we've seen so far today. Energy for the grand opening is pretty decent, and I do love it. But let's just say I mean, you're walking, all you're doing is you're walking and like doing this. Again, it's very simple, it's very easy. It's not something that I would say they're putting their gusto into, and nor should they, really. They need to save their energy for the special things. And that's not even to say that they're not doing their all, just how much are you supposed to do for a parade? You know, like the parade isn't where this event is, it's the other events that happen later. But those are also going to have their drawbacks. So it's interesting because this has a few reasons why it's a little bit higher on the list rather than some of the other acts that are going to have the opposite reasons. One of those high reasons is costumes. The costuming for this is fantastic. All the way around, they're lighter fabrics, they are nicer costumes, they're well designed, they look beautiful, and they're very good period pieces. I do love all of them. The only problem is you got guys doing acts of strength and you got them wearing shirts. What are you doing? But great, but they do have some great costumes, and I do really like them. I think they're definitely cool. So definitely number one as far as costumes go. Enjoyment, I'll be honest guys, I don't really care for the parade. Like, that's just it. So I don't really enjoy it that much. It's short, it's fast, it's fun to watch them walk out, and it does serve a utility because they need to get those parades out so that they can have all of the different stages where they are going to be performing later on in the day. But it's not necessarily my favorite thing. For variety, grand opening does very little, to be honest. There's just not a lot for them to do. All it is walking out, doing a very minimal hand gestures, and then you are also going to be singing, but not really singing. Nobody's singing into a microphone. There are a few people, for instance, the drummer is actually drumming on top of one of the floats. I do think that's pretty cool, but other than that, there's really not much to do with it. So because of that, I give it last place as far as variety goes for this. Now, it is cool that you have diversity inside the cast, although this cast seems to have a little bit less diversity than other ones that we'll talk about later. At this point, the grand opening is tied with the Swell Tones as far as my list and rankings go. So let's go on to our next performance. Now we are headed out to Strike of the Band, and it looks like I'm gonna have to walk through the grass here in order to get over there. I think I might even hear them already going, maybe. I've got about 1 minute to get there officially, and we're gonna watch that whole show. Let's go.
Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Your boots, a mother suit, you know I read it in a magazine. You know, Benny and the Jets. You ain't got no kind of feeling inside. Tell me something good. Tell me that you like it. Yeah. It was really halfway there. I deserve to be with somebody as fly as me, somebody this fly, and you deserve to be seen with somebody as fly as me, somebody this fly.
You don't have to be beautiful to turn me on. I just need your body, baby, from dusk till dawn.
I don't mind him, you won't find him round my door. I got style, I got sweet dreams, strike up the band, took it out for anything more.
talk about Strike Up the Band. For stage design, I give Strike Up the Band 5th place, which is last place for right now. It is just nothing. It's a big crate that they're on, and then they sell alcohol underneath, which is nice. The entire area has some sort of ambiance to it for the entire thing, but when you look up at them, all you're looking at is the sky. So really, you don't have any kind of background at all, no kind of stage design. It's still very, very fun to watch. It's just, there's not a lot going on around them. There is a little bit of lighting design that they do have, but you don't see that until the evening. For talent, Strike Up the Band has 3rd place. I did put them above the Swell Tones, even though I love the Swell Tones so very, very much. There are a few that have a little bit, let's just say, not quite as distinct voices or quite as strong voices. That doesn't mean they're bad in any possible way. Just when you compare Joy and Austin, you're really getting some great vocals there. Really, all 4 of them are just fantastic, flawless vocals. It's just one, again, not to say anything bad about any of the other groups, because they are all absolutely fantastic, and I recommend everybody go see them. But if I'm nitpicking, this is where I have to go. So I have to get down to nitpicks, and I just have to give it to Strike Up the Band for 3rd place. I would say, as far as the talent goes, there are some others that are stronger still, and one of those actually involves the exact same players. So, but 3rd place for them, very respectable. For energy, Strike Up the Band gets 4th place. Honestly, the parade is just nothing, but Strike Up the Band doesn't have a ton of energy. It's more down to jazz standards-ish, / maybe some like more R&B type stuff. You've got like, I've got rhythm, I've got music, but then you've also got you don't da 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 side. That, like, it's very R&B. Tell me something good, you know, like, I love it. It's very, very fun, but it is a little bit slower, very much a groove, like all the way through. I'm just wanting to move, and probably on my recording you're gonna see that also. But it has a groove. It definitely has energy to it, but is it the most? Definitely not. I give Strike Up the Band 2nd place out of 5 shows that we've seen tonight so far. I love Strike Up the Band as far as costumes go. They are beautiful. They're very The Notebook, 1960s, 1950s, 1940s kind of a look to them. There's some like pretty polka dot dresses, caps, only like bowler caps, like the classy caps, not like what I wear. And definitely really, really fun as far as that goes. It is really cool, and I don't feel bad for them. All the way around, they've got lighter fabrics and lighter situations that feel more natural for a beach location. And it does kind of take you back to the boardwalk, so it works really well thematically, and I love that. Strike Up the Band I gave 4th place to out of 5 shows that we've seen, because it, just by virtue of where it is, up above you, on top of like a bar and on like a cart or a shipping container, basically. When you're up higher like that, it's just harder to connect with a group. Even though they're really fun, there's also a little bit less dancing. There's just less engagement just all around. And that just makes it a little bit more difficult to get into. Also, once they're done, you just kind of leave. You just disperse. You can wait for them to walk down, but basically people just leave. Where with like the Swell Tones, they're standing right there in front of you on the pavement. You can be like, hey guys, you did a great job. I love watching you guys, stuff like that. And give them a little bit of encouragement, or just talk to them for a moment. I definitely think that's really fun. It's a little bit less fun when you're watching it in this kind of a context, especially with people walking right in front of you, also in front of the area, which is kind of the way it's designed. I'm not even throwing shade at those people at all. It's just, if you want to see them, you have to stand back further, and then people walk through the walkway in front of you. That's just the way it works. Don't hate any of that. I love watching them. It's just a little bit less enjoyable than some of the others. For variety, I give it last place also. For variety, I give it last place, 5th place. It is, there are some varying skin tones, I suppose, but they're just all singers. That's what they are. They're all singers. They're all fantastic singers, but they're all singers nonetheless. And it's just a little bit less exciting as far as the kinds of things that they're doing. There's just not a lot that they do. So there's a little bit less variety overall in watching them do what they do. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a little bit less diverse, let's say, or less variety in what people are doing. Now, I am very behind, which is why it's dark right now, even though it's not dark while you're watching this. There's just too many things all put together at the same time, so it makes it difficult. But the Wheel of Destiny gets 6th place for stage design. There's just not much to it, and really, even as far as being able to see, it's kind of similar to Strike Up the Band. Everything is obstructed, and you really just can't see what you want to see. Because there are trees and there are bushes in the way. So even when he does like his final bows, he's like looking at you through bushes. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. For talent though, it gets 2nd place. He is incredible. I don't know how he does it. He also makes the same mistakes every single time, which is amazing. That takes so much talent to make the same mistake over and over and over again. He's incredible. Every single thing that he does is so on point and just perfect. Meticulous, and also he makes it look effortless. He makes the mistakes even look like they really are mistakes, and it holds you to the edge of your seat. So much fun. It's fantastic. For energy, the Wheel of Destiny gets 4th place. It is a little bit less energy heavy. You don't have like crazy music. You don't have exciting beats going on. It's just kind of, he's doing his thing. It does hold you to the edge of your seat, just like I said. So in that way, there's a lot of energy to it, but it's not something where you're going to walk away and just be pumped, you know, other than just having had that little rush of adrenaline. For costumes, the Wheel of Destiny gets 6th place. The costume is awful. Like, I'm not even sure that there is a costume. He's just kind of in a blue jumpsuit. It kind of looks like maybe what he normally performs in. It does tie together with his blindfold, but that's all. Also, he uses a blindfold during it, which is one more reason why it holds you to the edge of his seat. He doesn't use it for the whole time, but he does use it during it. It is just, it's a very fun thing to watch, but it's not particularly great as far as the costume goes. Really, the costume, I mean, you could say it kind of fits any time period, I suppose, but it just doesn't feel like it's a specific time period or specific costume that he has for that. Wheel of Destiny gets 5th place for enjoyment. That doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I love it. Like I said, it really holds my attention because I'm just on the edge of my seat watching what's happening and hoping that it's going to work. But it's not one of the best ones I've seen by any means. isn't quite as good as the others, I suppose. I mean, as far as some of the engagement that there is, it's just not quite the same as some of the other bigger shows, at least for me. Now, if you are someone who absolutely loves stunts, this is the thing that you're gonna like. There are some people who like musical theater way less than I do. This is the one that you're going to absolutely love. For variety, it gets 6th place. There's not much variety. There's nothing really to it. It's just him doing his thing. So it gets 6th place, obviously, as far as that goes. Overall, the Wheel of Terror gets 29 points, which puts it at the last spot out of the 6 shows that we have seen so far. Okay, it is 7:46, and I'm at 4% battery right now. My next event happens at 8 o'clock. So we're gonna go get a charge cord that I can use in my battery. I forgot to grab one, apparently, from my car, but you can buy them here in the gift shop. All right, cord acquired.
Afraid of wrong, sailing down the Chesapeake. We'll be gone at least a week. Sailing down the Chesapeake Bay. Sailing down the Chesapeake Bay.
Steamboat Swing Dance gets 3rd place for stage design. It has a very beautiful boat that it's on, so it's really a nice area for it. I definitely love that. Steamboat Swing Dance gets 6th place for talent out of 7. It's not because they're not great dancers. They're fantastic dancers. There's just a little bit less to the show than there is to some of the other things, and so 6th place out of 7 for it. Energy, it gets right in the middle with 4th place once again. And that's just because it is pretty high energy, but it's not like rock or solid, strong beats. It's more jazzy. And again, very similar to a lot of the boardwalk stuff. Costumes, it gets 2nd place for. It is very much the same costumes that they have for the singing group for Strike Up the Band. But these costumes are sexier. So because of that, they get 2nd place for it. They beat out Strike Up the Band. For me, I don't love it when you bring people out of from the audience and they're supposed to like dance with you or sing with you or things like that. That kind of crowd participation just always kind of bothers me. I don't really even know why. But when they've had parades, they stop the parade, they pull people out to come and sing with that. That just kind of drives me nuts. So it gets 6th place out of 7 for that also. So for variety, the swing dance also gets 5th place out of 7 for variety. It is just there's just not a lot of additional stuff that they do. There's also not a lot of diversity in the cast for that part. So definitely, I think 5th place out of 7 is one of the better ones for it. There are a lot of people and they all have different parts. So that's what sets it up just a little bit. So Steamboat Swing Dance, like many of them, gets right in the middle of the road, 4th place out of 7. All right, one more show in the Jack Aldrich Theater. This is Class of 99 for the last performance of the day. Let's go.
Congratulations to the class of 1999! There's something deep inside of me.
There's someone else I've got to be. That don't impress me much. Hey, bragging. 'Cause I'm the one you just asked me. Oh, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. Wow. And now you're out of sight.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, that'll be that's a sin.
That sounds weird now that I say that out loud.
All of our time spent in flashes of light. Sitting over here, staring in your face with the lust of my eyes, and you don't get it everything. You don't know that I have been thinking of it in my fantasy.
As proud as a guy thinks he's love, and is also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants, just sits on his broke ass love. No, baby, that's where it's at. Heart now, well, baby, I would rather be dead. No, you're the best.
Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Because it's over road, love lies the away. I live for you.
You
I love watching them so much. They are just, there's something so great about Class of 99 and really just a lot of watching the same performers, you know, come in and really blossom into their own is something that just makes every show so exciting for me, one way or another. But I also know not everybody, you know, has that like relationship with them where they've like learned to get to know these people as they've watched them year after year. So that show, one way or another, whether you've seen these people or not, is just a very fun nostalgic romp into the 90s, and it really hits my little millennial heart really well. So I love that. The principal in there though was crazy. She's gone like from a little bit overbearing and wanting to be a part of things to like manic, and I'm kind of here for it. I'm not gonna lie. I love the evolution of the characters. It's so much fun to watch. For stage design, Class of 99 gets second place. While the rally did kind of seem to disassemble and reassemble kind of a new stage design just altogether. The Class of 99 basically just took what they had for Come See About Me and they repurposed it as a high school. Now, it's fantastic. That's, again, not me knocking it at all. Anything I'm saying here is not me knocking any of these things. They're all fantastic. But it is just not quite as good as what they have for that, considering that it's not just brand new and redone altogether. Also, they have massive LED boards. Those are the best part of the stage design. They really upgraded as far as those LED boards go, and they're really, really cool. So I love what they've done with it. I love the lighting design. I love all those. The LED boards are fantastic. what they've done is create a really great experience. They just didn't change everything that much. However, not changing everything probably helped them save enough money to get the LED boards. And it also really fits with what they actually did. It still very much gives the vibes of a school. It's just, as someone who's seen prior shows, I can see that it's essentially the same design. For talent, I gave Class of 99 6th place out of 8, which is really surprising to me. They are all fantastic. They are great. And there is no weak players here at Cedar Point. But there are players who are weaker than some. Now, there are some standouts. Like I said, Jessica has really just stolen the show as the principal. And there are several others. That the girl who sings Love Shack song, also fantastic. There's just so many fantastic people. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some weak players in there. There are definitely some people who are more dancers than singers. So that is something that you also see there. So that's partly why I go, yeah, there's a few that are a little bit more difficult, but not everybody. Again, weak is an incredibly relative term here. For energy, I gave Class of 99 5th place out of 8, and I think that's pretty fair for it. It is a pretty energy low kind of a show because it aims more for nostalgia than it aims for high energy. And to be honest, I think that's where it goes wrong. I think it really should aim to be as high energy as possible because I think that's where the crowd pleasing comes in more. It is still a fantastic show. It's very, very fun. Like I said, if you're a millennial, you're going to absolutely love it. It's going to really pull at those millennial heartstrings, but it's just not quite as strong as some. The costumes for Class of 99 are first rate. They are my favorite ones out of all of them. No notes. I love them so much. They're fantastic. I guess the only real issue is when you see a whole bunch of young adults, but they're also high schoolers, it just feels weird if they're like in anything sexy at all. But this very clearly shows that you don't have to have sex appeal to have a fantastic show here at Cedar Point, especially depending on the context. And this is a fantastic show with the costumes, with the entire situation that they have for Class of 99. For Class of 99, it gets 4th place for enjoyment as far as I'm concerned. It is not my favorite show that I've ever seen here at Cedar Point, and it's not my favorite show out of all of them that they have as far as walking away with just this happy, fuzzy feeling, but it still does give me that like nostalgic happiness. But that nostalgic happiness, I don't know, maybe at 37 years old, that nostalgic happiness is also a little bit bittersweet. So maybe that's why it's not my favorite. For variety, Class of 99 gets 2nd place. It is fantastic as far as variety in body shapes, as far as variety in skin tones. There's just so much that it has. It's really a great thing. Let's go. Class of 99 got 20 points, which puts it at third place overall over all the like 9 shows that we saw. What's up? How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing all right. Can I get a Jack and Coke?
Yeah, can I see your ID? You want a...
Okay, we got a shout out to his mustache. It's Sheila. Oh no, I wasn't expecting it to rain. We still have a few more things to finish up. Maybe it'll stop raining by the time we're done. 5th place in stage design for out of all of the shows that we saw tonight, which I think was 10 shows. It's a great show. As far as stage design goes, it doesn't have quite as much, but it is all up and down the boardwalk. So that is all themed to the boardwalk. So I have to give it a little bit of something. It's not necessarily specific stage design, but it's definitely design of some kind. As far as talent goes, there's so many different kinds of talent, and it's all absolutely incredible in the finale. It's such a cool experience of just tons and tons of people doing creative, fun things. So that is what makes it really stand out, and that's what makes it really special also. So first place for the finale. Especially when you're walking up and down the finale and you just see something new, something new, something new, something new, something new. Everywhere you look, there's something else happening. It's all incredible. It's impeccable. I just don't think you can get better than that. The finale, I gave 4th place out of 9, not 10. I just said 10. 9 different shows that we saw. The energy is very similar to the Steamboat Swing Dancers, but it's all over the boardwalk. So I thought because of the scope of the place, I thought it was worth it to give it 1 place better. Costumes got 3rd place. They're incredible. They're huge. There's just so many things that are happening everywhere. There are some sexier outfits. There are some more covering outfits. There are some just really cool things. And each one is an additional part of variety for all of it. So, you know, like they're all a little bit different. So I love that, especially with how large of a cast it had. It's a really cool thing. And then, of course, you're looking all over the park, or that part of the park, and just seeing something new in every single place that you look. For enjoyment, I gave it 5th place. It is something that I think is as enjoyable as the main shows. So I took it right up to the main shows and then just kind of left it there. It's a great show. It's something I really love watching, but I don't know that I would watch it multiple times a day like some of the shows that I've seen at Cedar Point. I could go see the rally probably 4 times a day if I wanted to. I couldn't actually right now because they're only going 2 times, but if they had it 4 times, I would look at it for 4 times. So it's just a really fun show, and I really enjoy checking it out. But I don't think that I could watch this one 4 or 5 times a day. But it does set itself apart because of fireworks and other exciting elements like that that are not present in some of the other shows. As far as variety goes, it gets number 1. It is a fantastic variety of stuff that you're watching happening, body types that are scattered throughout the entire boardwalk area, and just different kinds of elements of things that people are doing. I don't know that you could ask for more variety in an event at Cedar Point. It's definitely a really cool kind of a thing. Oh, overall, I gave the rally 19 points, which gave it 2nd place overall. Definitely really, really fun. And here is my list of shows that I went to see tonight. Let me know what you guys think about this order. Is this a list that you would agree with, or is this a list that you definitely disagree with? And tell me why down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It does look like it stopped raining, so perfect timing. And let's go. Thank you so much to my channel supporters, and a special thank you to Casey Wood. Oh my word, Casey, let's go. Hey, thanks for watching. I release theme park related videos at least a couple times a week, so press that subscribe button if you made it this far. Also, check out similar videos in the playlist to the right or find my newest video to the left. Thanks again, and let's go.